Good morning, all of you. I am Shweta Sarangi. So, in the previous class, we have studied about the noise pollution. So, what is noise pollution? Any unwanted, undesirable, meaningless, and unpleasant sound may be termed as a noise. The intensity of sound is measured in decibels. Okay. So, next is the effects of noise pollution. So, there are four effects: physiological effects, psychological effects, hearing loss, other health effects, and noise pollution. So, briefly, we are going to study about these effects. Okay. So, first is physiological effects. So, what do you mean by that? The acute effect caused by noise depend upon the pressure and frequency. At high levels of sound, permanent hearing damage may be caused. Loud sound may cause various effects such as enhancement of the sensitivity of body, increase of blood sugar levels, suppression of human system, and decreasing the efficiency of liver to detoxify the blood. Next is psychological effect. Although there is little specific evidence regarding the onset of mental or nervous illness caused by noise, some reports are available to indicate temporary effects such as deterioration in concentration and even mental disorientation at high noise levels. Loud, continuous noise reduces the working efficiency, interferes with communication, increase the frequency of errors, which may at times cause accidents. Noise reduces the mental capability. Noise has psychological effects on humans ranging from mild distress to complete unhinging. unhinging. Noise interferes with deep sleep and interrupts sleeps. Because sleep is important to emotional stability, noise may contribute to distress and emotional disturbances. Noise also aggravates any existing psychological conditions and mental illness. Next is hearing loss. Prolonged exposures to loud noise can cause temporary or permanent loss of hearing. People working in noisy places such as industrial establishments, factories, etc., often suffer from temporary loss of hearing. The ciliary cells in the inner ear are inactivated or numbed, and the shoal of hearing of the subject is raised. If the loud noise is moderate or the duration of exposure is short, the damage is temporary. The auditory system recovers itself when the exposure ceases. In audiometric test, the phenomenon is referred to as temporary threshold shift or TTS. Very loud, sudden, and impulsive noises such as a bomb blast are capable of causing acute damage to auditory system and an abrupt loss of hearing. With or without involvement of inner ear, it is a middle ear which is affected in most of the cases. High intensity sound waves damage the eardrums and may disrupt the delicate bony chain which carries sensation from eardrums to the inner ear. Very fine surgical techniques have been developed to restore the hearing ability where only middle ear is involved. Okay, next is over health effects of noise pollution. So loud noise is nuisance which affects sleeps, concentration and work or performance of an individual. Work which needs a high degree of skill and precision is considerably affected. It may cause headache, irritability, and fatigue. It is interesting to note that our optical system is considerably affected by noise pollution. Dilation of pupils, impairment of night vision, decrease in color perception ability are some of the effects caused by exposure to loud noise for a longer duration. Noise affects our cardiovascular systems also. Loud noise tends to decrease the output of blood from heart, cause arterial blood pressure to fluctuate in smaller blood vessels of the body, constrict, reducing the flow of blood to the organs concerned. Heartbeat rate is affected. Changes in breathing amplitude have been reported due to sudden and impulsive noises. So, loud noise affects sleep, concentration, and workforce performance, and individual it may cause headache, irritability, and fatigue. Okay, so these are the effects of noise pollution. Next is prevention and control. Loud noise is a form of pollution which often causes much public concern. Therefore, necessary steps have to be taken to control the nuisance. Some of these are reduction of noise at source of its origin, application of soundproofing techniques to muffle down loud noise, keeping residential localities free of noisy industries, busy highways, aerodromes, etc., making strict rules and regulation and implementing them immediately, noise control methods in industrial plants. Okay, so these are the necessary steps which should be taken to control the noise pollution. Next, we are going to study about the thermal pollution. So, the term thermal pollution has been used to indicate detrimental effects of heated effluents which is discharged by various power plants. It denotes the impairment of quality and deterioration of aquatic and terrestrial environment. Various industrial plants like thermal, atomic, nuclear and coal-fired plants, oil field generators and mills utilize water for cooling purposes. The heated effluents are discharged at a temperature of 8 to 10 degrees centigrade higher than the temperature of intake waters, which reduces the concentration of dissolved oxygen DO. Thermal pollution, the warming of an aquatic system to the point where desirable organisms are adversely affected. Addition of excess of undesirable heat to water that makes it harmful to man, animal, plant, or aquatic life, or otherwise causes significant dangers to the normal activities of aquatic communities in water. Heated effluents, either from natural or man-made sources contaminated with water supplies, may be harmful to life because of their toxicity, reduction in dissolved oxygen or DO, aesthetically unsuitable and spread diseases. It reduces the number of aquatic species and destroys the balance of life in streams as is evidenced by the biological indices of community and diversity. It is a byproduct of rapid and unplanned industrial progress and overpopulation. Okay. Next is sources of thermal pollution. The accelerated pace of development, rapid industrialization, and extensive population density have increased demand of thermal power plants. Human activities today are constantly adding pollutants to air and water at an alarming rate. The following sources contribute to thermal pollution are nuclear power plant, coal-fired power plant, industrial effluents, and domestic sewage. Okay. So, what is nuclear power plants? Nuclear power plants, including drainage from hospitals, institutes, nuclear experiments, and explosions, discharge a lot, have unutilized heat and trapped radionuclides into nearby water streams. Emissions from nuclear reactors and processing instruments are also responsible for increasing the temperature of water bodies. Heated effluents from power plants are discharged at 10 degrees centigrade higher than the coolant receptor and severely affect the aquatic flora and fauna. Next is coal-fired power plants. Some thermal power plants ultimately discharge effluent having temperature differences of 15 degrees centigrade between effluent and water body. The thermal power plants utilize coal as fuel and they constitute the major source of thermal pollutants. The heated coils are cooled with water from nearby lake or river and discharge the hot water back to the receptor water body and thereby increasing the temperature of the nearby water. The heated effluent decreases the dissolved oxygen content of water. It results into killing of fish and other marine organisms. Next is high industrial effluents. Industries generating electricity like coal as fuel and nuclear powered thermal plants require huge amounts of cooling water for heat removal. Other industries like textiles, paper, and pulp, as well as sugar, also release heat in water, but to a much lesser extent. The heat from the turbo generation installed in industries have temperature of effluent as 5 degrees centigrade to 9 degrees centigrade more than normal temperature of stream. Okay. In the next class, we are going to study about domestic sewage. Okay. So thank you.